as we're talking. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our call. It is March 2020. Holy crap, that's like insane. But we have a very, very, very special guest, Catrina Scott. She is like one of my besties in the business. I love this lady. Not lady, this girl. Whatever. Lady, girl, whatever you want to. Well, she and I kind of got started. Well, no, she came in a little bit after me. But we, funny enough, went to the same NLC. We've been to a Tony Robbins event. We've walked on fire together. We've just climbed a mountain together, and I couldn't have done it without her. We have made a lot of Beachbody memories, a lot of trips, a lot of summits, and I've been able to have the privilege and honor to get to know her better on each trip and just chat, not just business stuff, but like life stuff. And literally, she's such an inspiration. She is a mom of 2 boys. She is super active in their school and present. She is a wife. She is a bomb-ass business owner, which you guys will hear about tonight. Her Beachbody accolades, she's a 5-star diamond coach, 2-time elite, which is huge, a Success Club 5 legend, Success Club 10 all-star. She's had Beachbody challenge winners, so that means she's successfully coached her challengers to have such amazing results, and to not only have amazing results, but to submit their results to Beachbody, that they win money and prizes, which is super badass. So Catrina, welcome to our call. Thank you for being on here and sharing your golden wisdom and nuggets with us. So I'm just gonna let you take it away.
Absolutely. Well, first off, I'm so happy to be here. Like Paulina said, we are not just besties in the business. I love this girl. So I feel honored to speak to her team. Like she said, we've kind of done this business together throughout. And Florida last year, I knew that I needed Paulina in my life on all other avenues other than, Beachbody. And then we climbed this mountain together, and little Dora with her backpack, I thought I had everything, and Paulina would pull out whatever I forgot. So we made the perfect pair. And we lived through that, so I'm sure you guys have seen some of that and heard the stories. And if we lived through that, we can live through anything, including our coaching business. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about things that are my GM, because on that trip we talked a lot about how I run my business. And Paulina's like, wait, what? No, stop. What? And I'm like, I don't know. That's how I do it. So I'm going to share some of those mind-blowing topics, nuggets, whatever you want to call it, with you that we shared. So I was trying to sum up like 4 days of those things into something we can fit in 40 minutes. So of course, if there's questions, drop them in the chat. I'd be doing my best to answer them, but you guys all know how to get a hold of me, or Paulina does. So shoot me the questions. I'm happy to answer. I'm always happy to help. But I just want to kind of go over challenge groups, because I am a firm believer, and I have been since day one, that if you get your customers started right and doing the right things, they turn into the best coaches. And the way we can kind of do that, like the challenge group's kind of like the interview to coaching for me. And I have decided with the challenge tracker, I've completely gone away from Facebook groups. So with BOD groups coming out, if you haven't explored the tracker, I would strongly suggest your March group launch in the tracker so that you can get used to it before BOD groups come out, because it's going to be so similar. So to make it super simple, I have slides for this, so I can send them to you if you need them, but I'm kind of taking a whole bunch of different presentations that I talk about to jam it all into one. So that's why I didn't do a PowerPoint for you, but I can totally give you these if you want the bullets, okay? So essentially, to make it easy, I make my challenge group a year long. I started on January 1st. I ended on December 31st. And you can totally do that in the tracker. That's no worries. What I do to change it up every month is I change the photo and I edit the title. So this month is March Forward to Happier Fitness or something. And I changed the graphic and the title, and everyone, it's like a fresh new start. And what I do at the beginning of every month is I make sure I lay out the expectations. Is there going to be a logging expectation this month? Like you have to log so many workouts or so many shakes or whatever. Make sure that your expectations are outlined, whatever you want them to be. And I'm probably not the only one, but in a table full of women that have been doing this a very long time, I was the first one to say that I actually require an order every month. And I don't mean it has to be Shakeology or Performance Line, but that has to be for their first order. You have to get in with the challenge pack. It is the total solution. It is the way to do it. It's not like I, ostracize my people who just buy Beachbody on demand. But if you want my attention and my full coaching, you have to have skin in the game. So you have to buy the challenge pack. So let's say someone fell off and they come back and they already have BOD. You have to buy Shakeology to get back in that group. It's just a way, to give value to my time as well as them having a commitment into my group, because I offer them weekly meal plans. I'm super active in there. I will, if you haven't explored the backside of the tracker where you can send messages right from the tracker when you're looking at their stats, go back there and do that. Look under participant. You can see all of their measurements, their weights, everything. Of course, you have to tell them to do that in the expectations part. But if they're doing that, every time they weigh themselves, it's logged in there and it's telling them how many inches they've lost, how much weight they've lost. And we do that weekly in my groups. So that's super helpful. So not are they only getting that accountability, but they have to have the skin in the game with an order. So let's say they order Shakeology, they're in, and then the next month they put their shake on hold. Great. Maybe you don't need a shake order, but you need to place an order. So I don't necessarily make them place a 90 PV order. It can be Energize, it can be collagen, shoot, it can be a t-shirt on the clearance thing. I don't care, but you have to be placing a monthly order. This boosts PV, this helps with volume, this keeps them engaged because they feel like they're paying like you would a gym membership, like they're paying their dues to be there, and they're getting other stuff out of it, whether it be the t-shirt or the Energize. But at the end of the day, it's just my requirement. So I lay that out, and then I talk about logging requirements and always reiterate the fact that it's really great to comment and like and engage on everybody else's posts, because the culture of the challenge group is much like what it's going to be in your team pages, and we all support each other. So if you lay that out in an expectation, of course, everyone's like, I put it in the expectation and it's still not happening, and my challenge group is a ghost town. And I'm like, well, what are you doing for prizes? Like, don't you reward that behavior? And they're like, what? And I'm talking a sticker will work, but I use the Spin app. I load everybody's name in there, and anyone that has liked, comment, engaged, logged their shake, whatever, they go on that wheel, and I make them log 5 shakes and 5 workouts, and that's how they get on the wheel. But they can also earn it through 5 engagements, so 5 likes, 5 comments. And likes have kind of gotten where like it's just likes and no one's commenting. So for March, I said, no, your shakes and your workouts are a given. You've got to realize these people have been with me now for almost 5 years, so they know my jam. Your shakes and your workouts are non-negotiable, so now you have to do 5 comments to get on my wheel. And sometimes I give a couple stick packs of Energize. Sometimes I give a whole digestive boost. It just depends on how well the group is going and, how well people are engaging and doing it. And when everyone's name's on that wheel, it gets really exciting and people want to engage more. So just make sure you re-outline what your expectations are going to be in the group. And every time you add someone new to the group, welcome the heck out of them, get all the other people to welcome them back in, because that's huge. So that's kind of like my onboarding process. When they come into the group, they want it to feel like home. They want all the support. So when I enter them in, I put their little picture and I say, welcome so-and-so to the March Forward monthly group. And, she got chocolate Shakeology. Everybody drop your favorite chocolate recipe below. Then they're commenting in. She's feeling like she has just this whole recipe book to kick off with Shakeology. And I totally love on those new customers, ridiculous in the first, 2 to 3 weeks. Usually I start them with 21-day fix. So the 3 weeks is great. And then by then I'm adding new people in anyway. And then they're expected to do the same thing that the people did for them, right? So it's kind of a group effort. But what happens is the people that are going above and beyond those 5 comments or likes, like you've got those people that are like on every single person's post and every single person's even shake, they're like, oh my God, girl, great, you're doing it. Those are the ones that I don't even hesitate. I'm like, girlfriend, you should totally do this business, whether it's just to cheer on other challengers as a discount customer, or if it's something you want to take into high gear, you'll already be receiving the discount. And I have like 3 customers left in 5 years, because every single month after their 21 days is done, I send them an email explaining to them that they can cancel their current Shakeology subscription and sign up for a completion pack as a coach, waiving that fee. And I don't have to deal with the refund and all the paperwork. I don't tell them that, but that's why I do it. And it also generates Success Club points that way. And maybe at that point, they're like, you know what, maybe I want to switch to Performance Line this time because I have extra shake. That's a great way. Then you're like, don't cancel your shake, just buy the completion pack with the Performance Line, and you're getting more home direct products into their household, which is awesome. It's boosting volume, it's boosting sales, it's boosting them as a team. And then it's easier to have the conversation with them later on about signing their spouse and putting an order of Shakeology under them and an order of Performance Line under their spouse. They understand it, they get it. And it gives them, halfway to Emerald. And we're only 30 days into their journey, okay? So that's how I get them in and lead them into the coach conversion, is really rocking the challenge group. And there's a lot of other things that come with my challenge group that I think a lot of coaches maybe don't do. I think it's super important you do some sort of a weekly theme so they know what to expect. They know when to check in. Like if they need a 30-minute one-pan meal, or my one-pan meals are like 10 minutes because that's how I have to be. My life is insane. They know that they want to tune into Wacky Weeknight, Wednesday weeknight, because they want that meal, right? So they're checking in extra on Wednesdays, or for Set It Up Sunday for prep. And they're more present in the app because they know what's coming. So if you need help with themes, I change it every month, and that's my jam. You can also use third-party tools like the Mompreneur. I use a lot of her stuff, but I still keep an additional post of my theme so that my people have more to come back to. And that's what keeps them excited and engaged, because a lot of times if, an upline or a fellow coach is running a group, they'll ask to be in their group as well, which is totally rad. That's great. More accountability, the better. But I have to set myself apart in some way that I continue to be their coach, right? And that they just love me and want to keep coming back to me. So I make sure I keep them engaged with certain things like, Thirsty Thursday, and give them all the benefits of drinking water through that 30 days. Or Man Makes Dinner Monday has been like my trademark. My people love that because it's a meal so stinking easy. My husband can make it while I'm on Diesel Nation calls or whatever, right? Treat Tuesday has been also a really good one, where I do a swap for my kids. I make a healthy swap, whether it's the Shaco avocado brownies or the chocolate mousse cake. And it's usually with a Shakeology product, but not always. And that's always giving them another reason to use their product. Because if they call me and tell me that they can't order their next month of Shakeology because they have extra, one, they're probably not drinking it, and I can tell them that, but also I'm like, well, we need to use it up. Let's make brownies, let's make pie, let's make all these other things to keep you on track, see where you're at in a week. And that also keeps them coming back and excited and engaged in the group because they want those extra things, okay? So once we get them so in love with the program, because you guys all know as a challenger, after 21 days and you got amazing results, or 30 days or 6 weeks or 90 days, whatever you're doing, you love the program. You're in and you're like, I might as well save money, right? So that's like the first way you can talk about conversion to coach. But there's 1,000 other things. Like you can go out right ahead with the income opportunity. We can talk about the discount. We can talk about the community. I all the time tell my customers, and this is probably why I have so few because they're all coaches, is that I check that drill down every single morning. And if your name's listed there, you're going to get a little more accountability than just the people and the customers in my group. It takes me a little longer to go through. By now I have 300 people in my challenge group, or 200 people, and it changes because when they don't place an order, I boot them out. Like, I know that sounds bad. They can always earn their way back in with an additional thing. So it's always fluctuating. Sometimes there's only 47 people in there, but then it gives them their incentive to place their order to stay in my group to continue with the content. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a Shakeology order. It can be a $6 t-shirt on the clearance items. But once I get them engaged and I get them seeing the value and they want to stay, because that's what happens. We get results, we feel great, and you don't want to quit. And we talk to them about the conversion to coach, and we get them in as a coach. Now they're added to the team page, which careful on groups and how much we overwhelm them out of the gate, because I tell them to just continue working on you. That's the main goal here, right? Like we're the only company on the planet, maybe other than Google, that literally says, do you first so you can help others, because you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So I tell them, like, nothing's going to change right now. Just continue on your journey and start asking people to do this with you. That's really all it is. And then they join the team page and they start seeing a whole nother community in the SIDA community. And then there's 5 building blocks of building the dream team. And number 1, guys, it starts with us. It's confidence. You have to have the utmost confidence in what you're selling. And believe it or not, we are in sales. A lot of times people are like, we're inviting to this, and it's like, no, at the end of the day, it's sales. And I am been in the business long enough to tell you that it isn't for everybody. Like I want people who want to work. I want people who want to grow. I want people that want to run. So I talk to my people like that. Like I want people with ambition and goals. So having confidence in myself and knowing what I want and knowing what this opportunity can offer and knowing the integrity of our products and everything that we have to offer gives me the confidence to talk in that way of like, we're here to run. I will meet you wherever you're at if you're a discount coach. But at the end of the day, I am so confident in what this business can do, because I didn't tell my story, but January of 2019, I retired my full-time photo business. I was a premier wedding photographer here in Napa Valley, and I made a really decent income doing that, but I was away from my family every weekend. So I can speak with conviction and confidence that this business, I've surpassed that income. And not only income, I have every weekend home to take my kids camping, dirt bike riding, whatever they're doing, baseball. And if you don't have the confidence, you've got to start working on that. Start doing the development, personal development about do a 3-day refresh, get some results. You know what we have to offer. You know it in your gut. You know the integrity of our product. You know our programs work. So talk like they do. Speak with that conviction. That's number 1, is having the confidence. And everyone's like, it'll come in time. And I'm like, do something right now that makes you feel so confident. Go do your workout. You feel the change. You know it. It's already happening. You don't need a 30-day transformation. Go drink your shake and tell me how you feel, because I feel amazing after I drink that shake, right? That's the confidence I want you to talk with. Just like you were sharing your same favorite jeans to your girlfriend. Like you speak in complete conviction of the money you spend on those jeans because you know how they make you feel. Start using that same analogy with our products. Energize is my life, okay? Like I cannot live without it. I drink it twice a day. Like there is confidence, right? Because I know it works. I can speak with that conviction. And so not to hit this one like beating a dead horse, right? But it's consistency, you guys. And I go back to Danielle Natoni says this in every time she speaks. When your business isn't doing well, the one thing she asks her coaches is, what workout program are you doing? Because if you're not all in and you're dabbling, your business is going to dabble. So consistency starts with you in your workout. Get a routine. Mine's 4:30 in the morning. Whatever it is, get that workout in on a set schedule in a routine. None of this, I'll do it when I have time. I'll do it at 8 p.m. tonight and 2 p.m. in the morning, whatever. No. Get consistent in your workout regimen and when you drink your shake, and roll that into your business. When is your power hour going to happen? Time block that out. Habit stack how that's going to happen. For me, I work my business in the school parking lot before I leave there, because no matter what, every single day, 5 days a week, I have to take my kids to school. So when I drop them off, I do not leave the parking lot until the main points on my business activity tracker, I'm trying to pick it up and my water's on it, is done, which are invites, because they're the most uncomfortable thing. They're the most things we don't want to do. It's the thing we procrastinate on. It's the thing we put off. So consistency in your business, put that with something like brushing your teeth. If that's the only consistent thing in your day, put it there. Finish brushing your teeth, send 20 invites. Same invite, same script, copy and paste, I don't care. Send those invites consistently and do that business activity tracker. I know like the stories and stuff you can't do all at once, but if you're consistent in how you work that, you will be consistent in the success that follows. So it starts with consistency in your workout and being proof the product works, which is another one of the building blocks. I'm not going to hit too much on that. Being consistent with that rolls into consistency in your business. They go hand in hand. And once you nail consistency, which is hard as heck, I know I'm preaching to my own choir over here, but once you do that, consistency will come with success, okay? So the third is belief. Now, we already had confidence, but we need to have belief. And yes, belief in the products, belief in ourselves, belief in the group. But I also want you to have the belief that you are worthy of this success, because so many times we don't think we're worthy of it. Like Success Club, I don't remember, was I was at 36 was one of my highest. And I was like, I don't think I could get 40. You guys, it's only 2 more people. It was like, it's the 15th of the month. What am I talking about? I didn't think, because I'd never done it before, that 40 was a doable number, because that's insanity for me, like from Success Club 6 or 10, right? But the moment I instilled belief in myself that I'm like, I do this all day long. It's 2 more people. It's maybe 20 more invites. I've got this. Stuff starts to happen. I almost cussed, sorry. So if you can instill the belief that you are worthy of the success, it will come a lot sooner. I don't want to say faster, because you have to put in the work, but you will overcome the limiting belief that you're not worthy, and it will happen. And with that, the confidence and the belief all come together with your consistency. But you guys, you have to start knocking out the limiting beliefs of like, I'm not a good leader. I can't advance a team. You guys, there's no like, I got to the top of the mountain, I'm a leader. No, all leading is learning something and teaching it to someone else. So if you find something that works and you teach it to your 2 girls underneath you, you know, and they're emerald and they start growing, that's what a leader is. Don't think you have to get a medal to be a leader. You know, like that was my limiting belief for the longest time, is like, I was team captain, I was class president, I was all the things, but I'm like, how am I going to duplicate what I do to teach someone else? You guys, it was just telling them what I do. I just, come hell or high water, I do what it takes, and that's my invites. I do that every single day, no matter what. And by doing that, I overcame that limiting belief and have instilled an amazing belief that I'm worthy of whatever I set my mind to. And it doesn't happen overnight, but work on it. Work on the affirmations to combat the limiting belief. And I think it goes unsaid that we all struggle no matter where we're at. Like, yes, my accolades sound amazing. When I hear them, I'm like, ooh, who's she talking about, right? But it's a different level, different devil at a different level. And it continues no matter where we're at, like I don't compare yourself. It's the thief of joy. But like when you look at Ashley Molstead, it's easy to say like, I don't have that fun, bubbly personality. Like, of course she's top coach. I could never do that. You guys, it's not that. It's find your voice and tell your story, because I used to think no one would want to listen to my story. But I can tell you now in Ultimate Reset, and I haven't been doing my Energized stories, I have at least 7 messages every day that are like, girl, did you quit working out? Where's your Energized dance party? And I'm like, they do care. They do care, right? So don't ever think that you're not worthy and that no one else is struggling. We're all in this together. We do this every day. Okay, so number 4 is communication, okay? And by communication, I mean that with your team, with your challengers, with your customers, within all of those things, but it's accountability. It's accountability to your challengers. Go look through if they've logged. If they haven't logged in the last 3 days, what the heck's going on? It's accountability through the communication of Maybe it's your coaches and their orders being put on hold. Maybe it's they're not showing up in the team page, in the groups, in the challenge group. Whatever it is, your communication has to be key. And you're going to use accountability as a form of communication, because it all has to start with the communication of your vision, of what you want out of this business, what you want out of this life. Maybe it's just to work this business part-time, help a few people, and pay a few bills, maybe the car payment, something on the side. That's totally rad. That's how I started. In fact, I said, if you ask me to sell this, I will quit. I'm doing this for me. And it's hilarious because 5 years later, I'm one of the biggest leaders on the team. And leader, I'm like, you guys know that's my limiting belief. How am I supposed to lead people to do this? It's just that you have to communicate the vision. And the moment I said to my team, it was October of 2018, I took my kid to the dentist. I didn't know this. He had a cavity. They put him on the gas right there, filled the cavity, and I literally sat in my car crying because I'd never experienced anything like that, and said I had to take my kid to a babysitter while I went to take photos. And I told myself, I'm self-employed. What am I doing? The whole reason I went to photo school and got my business degree was to be a mom, like to make my own hours. And I'm not that. I don't have freedom. Yes, I'm self-employed, but I'm not. I'm just a business owner, because someone still tells me when to be at their wedding, when to leave, when to be at the store and open the storefront and all those things, because business depended on it. When I communicated that October to my team, I can't do this anymore. I need to take Beachbody full time because my husband is gone and works a lot. I was in ugliest tears ever, and I'd never done that in my team page, but I said, I have to be a dependable parent. That has to happen for me and for what I want out of this business. And I'm not asking any of you to go above and beyond anything you're already doing, but I have set the bar for myself, and I am running to 5-star. I am running to figure out compensation so I can triple my income. And you guys, I did it in 3 months. I retired in January of 2019 and closed my photo studio and came home full time to my children. I'm helping in the classroom and doing all sorts of stuff. I didn't even know they needed that much help, right? And I tell you that because you have to set that communication, and you have to do that through accountability to yourself with your workouts and your nutrition and your business activities. You communicate that goal, and when you start running at that sprint of a pace, your team will follow, okay? And so 5, it goes without saying, because it is one of our vital behaviors. It is proof the product works. You have to go all in with your fitness. I'm not saying you have to have 6-pack abs or be a nutritionist and know every macro and micro count, but you do have to show up every single day, no matter what, whatever it takes. Now, if you're sick, I'm not saying work out or whatever, but you need to maybe do a stretch routine and say, today I'm just taking it easy on my body because I'm sick. But you need to show up for your team and for your followers, because every single follower is one of your potential customers and coaches. And if they see, oh my God, this girl shows up no matter what, she is going to show up for me. She is going to be there to hold me accountable and to help me achieve my goals every single day, no matter what. So it goes so far beyond just using the product. You guys, I don't know how to say it any better than Shanti. Do the freaking work. If when people ask me all the time, do those in-home workouts really work? Are you going to do the work? I mean, of course they work if you do the work, right? So that has to be your building block number 5. You have to be proof the product works. You have to show up every day and not only show that the products and the programs work, but that you work your business. That this isn't I laugh all the time. This isn't a slumber party. Yes, we all get together and we do have this amazing community. But I tell my team all the time, we cannot continue to say, anybody can do this, because network marketing is not for the faint of heart. Yes, we will embrace you and we will take you at whatever level you want to be at in this business, if it's a discount, if it's a customer, if it's $1 million earner, whatever it is, that part's for everybody. But for the people that want to build this business, I want soccer players. I want people that want to show up and put their work in. And why I say soccer players is because I was never a sorority sister, or I didn't have a lot of girlfriends growing up. I was a soccer player, and I think of the girls I spent those high school years with, that we practiced for 2 to 3 hours a day. We spent hours on the bus heading to games. We went to tournaments on the weekends. Like, I want my team, the girls that are willing to do the work and show up every single day, no matter what, for themselves and for their team, other than just a slumber party. Like, anybody can come to the slumber party, and I have a place for you. But I want my workers to be the soccer player teammates that are going to show up, whether they're playing in the game or not. They're there because they know they have to do the work. They know that they cannot win the game unless they're there. So you have to be proof the product works, okay? And that is something you have to communicate with your entire downline. And it all goes back to the challenge groups and how we show up and present ourselves every single day in our challenge groups, how we are there onboarding our challengers, and how we lead them to the customer to coach conversion, and how we keep them excited and engaged, whether it's prizes. It doesn't always have to be prizes, but maybe it's sharing a new recipe or new ideas. And I'm not saying to reinvent the wheel, you guys. Go get one pan sheet meals off Pinterest and plug that into your group, or go get them off the Beachbody blog. I get a ton off the Beachbody blog, all sorts of stuff. But I'm taking out the work that they have to do and I'm putting it in front of them. And that's keeping them engaged and excited, because it's one less step they have to do. And that is how retention works. Because when you can get your challengers to stick with you to 3 to 6 months, they are going to become coaches. They are what's going to build your team. They are what's going to turn that commission into retention, into the volume that is going to fuel your business for livelihood and longevity of the business. Simon Sinek says it best. Are you playing the finite game, or are you playing the infinite game? Because I'm playing the infinite game. I don't ever want this to stop. I love what we do, but I have to keep going, because if I play the finite game to just get that Success Club point, and I get them signed up and I don't onboard them correctly, and I don't keep them engaged in my group, they're not going to stay. And that's a finite customer. You know, you want the infinite player in this challenge group game, right? The one that's going to come around and stay forever, because we're all lifers here. Look, if you're on this call and you've hung with me this long, you're a lifer. So that's how I do it. That's how I work my business. If you ever want to go into more of like a comp plan, we can talk about that with volume and residual volume. But right now, I want you guys to set the goal of stepping up your challenge groups, opening up a tracker group this month, and engage in that group and make the people in that group just feel so amazing and get them the results, you guys. That's what we do. We get people results. And then let's work on converting them to coaches. And the more results and the more you engage in those groups and you share that on the stories, share a screenshot of your challenge group on your stories and on your social media. People want into that. You just have to kind of give them a little sneak peek or FOMO, right, of into what you're doing in your private or exclusive group. And it won't be long if they're following you for this long and then they see the results of what your challengers are getting and transformations, whether it's physical, mental, financial, they're going to come back around and want into that group and be your next new challenger. But it all starts with your consistency in your business, in your workouts, and being proof the product works. So go do the freaking work.
Girl, preach. Amen, amen. Oh my gosh. I literally have like 4 pages of notes. And yeah, it's just simple, but it works. Like you said, consistently over time, if you're showing up 100%, then of course people are going to want to follow you. Of course people are going to trust you and believe that it works, and then they can do the process too and get amazing results. And you're just the best. Thank you so much for keeping it simple, keeping it real, and just, yeah, like giving it to us straight, because I think that's what we all need sometimes, like just that reminder to like not overcomplicate and just do the work. Let's go do the work, people, please.
It's so true. I
Incredible
keep
things
it as
can
simple
happen.
as possible.
Yeah.
Yes. You can ask anyone on my team. I'm kind of a tough love coach. I try to be warm and fuzzy, but at the end of the day, I'm like, just do it.
Yeah.
You know, just do it.
Well, we have like a minute left, so let's just do like a quick boomerang.
Take our
Take a picture. Yeah. So ready, 1, 2, 3, smile, everybody. All right, and then let me snap a picture really fast before it kicks us off. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Catrina. You are amazing. We will probably definitely have you back on a call again if you will obviously be willing to come back.
I would love to. I didn't get to check the chat, so if you guys have questions, send them to me. I'm happy to answer them. Get you whatever you need.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the best. Love you.
Thank you guys for having me.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.